Hello, Shalom. Welcome to day 156 of the Daily Bread. We'll be reading from the book of the Scriptures, 2009. We'll be reading Deuteronomy chapter 15, Isaiah chapter 16, Psalms 4, Proverbs 5, and 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Deuteronomy 15 on page 202. At the end of every 7 years, you make a release of debts. And this is the word of the release. Every creditor is to release what he has loaned to his neighbor. He does not require it of his neighbor or his brother, because it is called a release of Yahweh. Of a foreigner, you could require it, but your hand is to release whatever is owed by your brother. Only there should be no poor among you. For Yahweh does greatly bless you in the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you to possess as an inheritance. Only if you diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your Elohim, to guard to do all these commands which I am commanding you today. For Yahweh your Elohim shall bless you as he promised you. And he shall lend to many nations, and you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And you shall rule over many nations, but they do not rule over you. Verse 6. I'm repeating that. I blurred it. For Yahweh your Elohim shall bless you as he promised you. And you shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And you shall rule over many nations, but they do not rule over you. 7. When there is a poor man with you, one of your brothers, within any of the gates in your land, which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, do not harden your heart, nor shut your hand from your poor brother. For you shall certainly open your hand to him, and certainly lend him enough for his need, whatever his needs. Be on guard, lest there be a thought of Baliah in your heart, saying, the seventh year, the year of release is near, and your eye is evil against your poor brother, and you give him not. And he shall cry out to Yahweh against you, and it shall be a sin in you. And you shall certainly give it to him. And your heart should not be grieved when you give it to him, because for this Yahweh your Elohim does bless you in all your works, and in all which you put your hand. Because the poor one does not cease from the land. Therefore I am commanding you, saying, you shall certainly open your hand to your brother, to your poor, and to your needy one in your land. When your brother is sold to you, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, and shall serve you 6 years, then let him go free from you in the 7th year. And when you send him away free from you, let him not go away empty-handed. You shall richly supply him from your flock, and your threshing floor, and your winepress, with that which Yahweh has blessed you with, give to him. And you shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Mizraim, and Yahweh your Elohim ransomed you. Therefore I am commanding you this word today. And it shall be when he says to you, I do not go away from you, because he loves you and your house, because it is good for him with you, then you shall take an awl and thrust it through his ear to the door, and he shall be your servant forever. Do the same for your female servant. Let it not be hard in your eyes when you send him away free from you. For he has been worth a double hired servant, in serving you 6 years. And Yahweh, your Elohim, shall bless you in all that you do. Set apart to Yahweh, your Elohim, all the firstborn males that come from your herd and your flock. Do not work with the firstborn of your herd, nor shear firstborn of your flock. You and your household are to eat it before Yahweh your Elohim, year by year in the place which Yahweh chooses. But when there is a defect in it, lame or blind, or has an evil defect, do not slaughter it to Yahweh your Elohim. Eat it within your gates, the unclean and the clean alike, as the gazelle and the deer. Only do not eat its blood. Pour it on the ground like water. Isaiah 16 on page 426. Send a lamb to the ruler of the land, from Selah to the wilderness, to the mountain of the daughter of Zion. And it shall be like a wandering bird, a nest thrown out. So are the daughters of Moab at the fords of Aram. Bring counsel, execute judgment, make your shadow like the night in the middle of the day. Conceal the outcast, do not betray him who escapes. Let my outcast sojourn with you, O Moab, be a place of concealment to them from the face of the ravager, for the oppressor has met his end. Destruction has ceased, and trampling down have perished from the land. And in loving commitment the throne shall be established, and one shall sit on it in truth, in the tent of David, judging and seeking, right ruling and speeding righteousness. We have heard of the pride of Moab, very proud of his pride, his arrogance and his rage, his boasting are not true. So Moab wails for Moab, everyone wails. For the raisin cakes of Kir Hasim they moan. They are utterly smitten. For the fields of Heshbon languish. The vine of Shimon, the masters of the nations, are broken down, its choice plants, which have reached to Yazer, and wandered through the wilderness. Her branches are stretched out. They are gone over the sea. Therefore I bewail the vine of Shabbath with the weeping of Yazer. I water you with my tears, O Heshbon and Elon, for acclamation has fallen over your summer fruit and your harvest. Gladness is taken away, and joy from the orchard in the vineyard. There is no singing, nor shouting, nor treaders tread out wine in their presses. I have made their acclamation cease. Therefore my inward parts sound like a lyre, the string instruments, for Moab, and my inner being for Kir Haras. And it shall be, when it's seen that Moab has wearied herself on the high place, that she shall come to her set apart place to pray, but not be able. This is the word which Yahweh has spoken concerning Moab since that time. And now Yahweh has spoken, saying, within 3 years, as the years of a hired man, the esteem of Moab is to be despised with all the great throng, and the remnant be few, small, and weak. Moving on to Psalms chapter 4 on page 649. Answer me when I call, O Elohim of my righteousness. You gave relief to me when I was in distress. Show favor to me and hear my prayer. Till when, O sons of men, would you turn my esteem to shame? Would you love emptiness, seek falsehood, Salah? But know that Yahweh has separated a loving, committed one for himself. Yahweh hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. Speak within your heart on your bed, and be still, Salah. Slaughterings of righteousness, and trust in Yahweh. Many are saying, who would show us good? Yahweh, lift up the light to your face upon us. You have put more gladness in my heart than in the season that their grain and wine is that 7. You have put more gladness in my heart than in the season that their grain and wine increased. I lie down in peace altogether and sleep. For you alone, O Yahweh, make me dwell in safety. Proverbs 5 on page 733. My son, listen to my wisdom, incline your ear to my understanding, so as to watch over discretion, and your lips guard knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drip honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lay hold of Sheol, and she does not consider the path of light. Her ways are unstable. You do not know it. So now listen to me, you children, and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not come near the door of her house, lest you give your splendor to others, and your years to one who is cruel. Lest strangers be filled with your strength, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. Then you shall howl at your latter end, when your flesh and your body are consumed, and shall say, how I hated discipline, and my heart has despised reproof. And I have not heeded the voice of my teachers, and I have not inclined my ear to those who instructed me. In a little while I was in all evil, in the midst of an assembly and congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, and running water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, rivers of water in the streets, let them be only your own, and not for strangers. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of your youth. A loving deer and a pleasant doe, let her nipples satisfy you at all times, and be captivated by her love always. For why should you, my son, be captivated by a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a foreigner? For the ways of man are before the eyes of Yahweh, and he considers all his paths. The wrong one is entrapped in his own crookedness, and he is caught in the cords of his sin. He dies for lack of discipline, and in the greatness of his folly he goes astray. 1 Corinthians chapter 9 on page 1112. 1112. Am I not an emissary? Paul speaking. Am I not free? Have I not seen Yeshua Messiah our Master? Are you not my work in the Master? If to others I am an emissary, I certainly am to you. For you are the seal of my office of the emissary in the Master. My defense to those who examine me is this: we do not have the right to eat. Do we not have the right to eat and drink? Do we not have a right to take along a sister, a wife, as do also other emissaries and brothers of the Master and Peter, Kepha? Or do only Barnabas, and I have no right to refrain from working. Who serves as a soldier in his own expense? Who plants a vineyard and does not eat of its fruit? Or who shepherds a flock and does not feed on the milk of the flock? Do I say this as a man, or does not the Torah say the same to you? For it has been written in the Torah of Moshe, you do not muzzle an ox while it treads out the grain. Deuteronomy 25, verse 4. It is about oxen Elohim is concerned. Is it about oxen Elohim is concerned? Or does he say it because of all of us? For it was written because of us, that he who plows should plow in expectation, and the thresher in expectation of sharing. If we have sown spiritual seeds among you, is it too much if we reap material goods from you? If others share authority over you, should not rather we? But we have not used this authority, but we put up with all, lest we hinder the good news of Messiah. We put up with all, lest we hinder the good news of Messiah. Do you not know what those serving the set-apart place eat from the set-apart place, and those attending at the slaughter place have their share of the slaughtering, of the share and their share of the offerings of the slaughter place? So also the master insinuated that those announcing the good news should live from the good news. But I have used none of these, nor have I written this that is should be done, so do to me. For it would be better for me to die than that anyone should make my boasting empty. For if I bring the good news, is it no boasting for me? For necessity is laid on me, and it is a woe to me if I do not bring the good news. For if I do this voluntarily, I have reward. But if not voluntarily, I am entrusted with a management. What then is my reward in bringing the good news? Should I offer the good news of Messiah without cost, so as not to abuse my authority in the good news? For though I am free from all, I made myself a servant to all, in order to win more. And to the Yudim, I became as a Yudai, a Jew, that I might win Yudim to those who are under Torah, as under Torah, so as to win those who are under Torah. To those without Torah, as without Torah, not being without Torah toward Elohim, but under Torah of Messiah, so as to win those who are without Torah. To the weak I became as weak, so as to win the weak. To all men I have become all, so as to save some by all means. I do this because of the good news, so as to become a fellow partaker within it. Do you not know that those who run in a race indeed all run, but one receives the prize? Run in such a way to obtain it. And everyone who completes controls himself in every way. Now they do it to receive corruptible crown, but we for an incorruptible crown. Therefore I am running accordingly, not with uncertainty. Thus I fight, not as one who beats the air, but I treat my body severely, and I make it my slave, lest having proclaimed to others, I myself might be rejected. Shalom. Make it a great day. Read your Bible. Talk to the Father.